Hello my dears and welcome back. Hang on here. My lights not lighting correctly. Okay. Hello my dears and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I am Shannon and today I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys thanks to NetGalley and the publishers. Today this is I think going to be a quick one because this one's a little difficult to talk about without getting too much into it, and you'll see why now in a second. But today we are talking about The Quiet Tenant by Clémence Michallon. I hope I am saying that right. She is a French author, and I tried to look on YouTube to see if I could find any sort of video clip of her saying her own name, and I couldn't find one, so apologies in advance. But boy, this book, you guys, if you like a good, I'm trying to think of even how to describe it. I was gonna say fast-paced, but it's not fast-paced. That's not true. It's a bit of a slow burn, but it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It keeps you needing to know what's gonna happen next. And it's a thriller. And I loved it. I couldn't put it down. I finished it in 24 hours, and now let's get on into the plot. I guess the best thing for me to say here would be that The Quiet Tenant is a book about a man named Aidan. And the story is told mainly from 3 different points of view, none of which are his. But his life is the central focus of all 3 of the points of view. So first of all, what you need to know about Aidan is he is a widower. He's very handsome. And so now the 3 points of view we get are his 13-year-old daughter, Cecilia. And like I said, Aidan's a widower, and so she has lost her mom, and so we get some chapters from her point of view. The second point of view we get is from a girl named Emily. She is a proprietor of a restaurant in the small town in which they live. And Aidan comes into her establishment twice a week, almost like clockwork, Tuesdays and Thursdays for a cherry coke. And Emily is quickly developing a crush on him. And the third point of view that we get, the most important point of view that we get, is from a girl who will tell you her name is Rachel, and she has been locked up in Aidan's shed for 5 years. For 5 years. He has kidnapped her and kept her in his shed. And from there, the story just sort of cycles through these 3 perspectives, although like I said, the main perspective is Rachel's. And we learn about this man. We learn about his life in bits and pieces, more so towards the end. We learn about Rachel and her life before she was in his shed. And there's a lot of just cycling through those sorts of things. The times, the days. There's not a lot of big explosive things happening, especially towards the beginning. They're big and explosive in that there's a woman locked up in his shed that has been there for 5 years. So from there we learn who is Aidan, what has he done, who is Rachel, and what's going to become of her. This book gets dark. It's definitely dark in a lot of different places. Because terrible things are happening. But not too dark. It's not horror. It's not too disturbing, but it's definitely a darker sort of thriller. So if you like thrillers, I would definitely check this one out. It comes out on June 20th, and I think it's going to be a big hit for the year. I think a lot of people at the end of the year are going to mention this as a book that they really, really loved throughout 2023. And I was reading in the acknowledgements as well. I think this is kind of cute. So, or not cute, but impressive. This French author, when she was 19, she made a goal for herself that one day she wanted to publish a book in English. even though French is her first language, and now she's done it. She said it took 10 years, but we got here. And I think that's such an amazing accomplishment. English is such a bonkers language that makes very little sense. So anytime anybody who's not for whom English isn't their first language, when they can speak it or write in it, I'm like, oh, wow, that's very impressive, because I know how just illogical it can be. But yeah, I mean, there's really not too much I can say about that, because like I say, it's just a sort of cycling through days. But I thought it was excellent. I think this is going to be another 5-star read for me. I have been having a killer reading year this year. I've had so many 5 stars, more than any year before. And I'm glad to say that this one is continuing that streak. So yeah, if you're watching this once the book has come out, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. And yeah, I think anyone that likes a good thriller will like this. But again, just know, you know, it's about a woman who's being held hostage, and the type of things that may be done to women who are held hostage definitely happen in this book. But it's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting dynamic because not only does he have this woman at his home, but his 13-year-old daughter lives there as well. And so him trying to keep these worlds separate, it's wild. And he's a beloved member of the community. He's lived there for ages. They love him. So there you go, you guys. That's about all I can tell you without getting into any spoilers for The Quiet Tenant. But yeah, it was excellent. 5 stars, would recommend. Again, sorry this video is so short, but you know, some books you can say more about than others. And yeah, but I hope you guys are having a great day, or had a great day, or are having a good weekend whenever you're watching this, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.